Hi everyone, welcome to day 55 of my daily challenge, which is to train and learn every day. Today is Saturday the 26th of February 2022. The training for today has been a long day on the ocean. Had the Perth to Rottnest channel swim race today, and I was paddling for a first time solo swimmer, so it was about a 6.5 hour paddle on the ocean, fair bit of swell and everything. So long paddle, 20 kilometres to Rottnest Island off the coast, and solo swimmer did a awesome job, so it was great to be a part of, and it's great to make the paddle all worthwhile. The thought for the day is that things can always be worse, and it's not necessarily something to focus, not necessarily something I would focus on all day, every day, because we're not trying to focus on the negative, try and focus on the positive and the outcomes and what we're trying to achieve, but something to bear in mind and to think back on that I use myself quite often, and it allows me to stay calm in any situation, and it's quite relevant in the world outside of tactical response groups. So since the work I've done in different places outside, since I've left the tactical response group, I've really noticed there's a difference one of the big differences in the people you work with outside those groups is that little things become big things, and things like management made a decision that you don't like, or the goalpost moved on certain decisions, prices went up, different things happened, clients didn't get back to us. People, employees, staff, sales reps, different people, they all different people tend to latch onto things and really get wound up about certain decisions and get into a bit of a spin and can't get out of it. And always in the back of my mind, I'm fortunate to have seen the stuff I've seen and been through the stuff I've been through, and I wouldn't necessarily wish it on everyone, but it allows me to think, what's happening here? Okay, is that the end of the world? Am I getting shot at? Have I got rounds going past my ears? Some of the things I've seen is people holding their babies, kidnapping their own 6-month-old, 1-year-old children, holding them hostage and threatening to throw them in a fire that's raging next to them, or just things like that. Kids being held hostage is probably some of the worst things you can get, or dare I say it, with adults, different murder, suicide type scenarios and things like that. There's everything you can think of under the sun. So when it comes time for management makes a decision that people don't like and that affects what I'm doing, and I've got to adjust my ways, to me it's like, okay, my life's not being threatened, the life of any children aren't being threatened, it's a decision made by management. All right, let's have a look at it, and what's the solution? Like, it's quite easy to detach, have a look at the big picture, and then work out the solution. Some of those examples that I've seen are more the extreme examples, and other people have seen that and worse, and it's not necessarily a good thing, but they've got that to draw back on. Even if you haven't seen those sort of scenarios, it's still the same principle applies. Things can always be worse. So in those situations where you get a decision and you get wound up, you feel yourself getting caught up in it, as everyone does, maybe take a step back, look at the big picture, even look at the world right now. And the reason why I had this thought for today is because the first time solo swimmer to Rottnest that I was paddling with, Coralie, she did an awesome job. She trained well, she prepared well, she planned well, and the race went perfectly to plan, and a really good time for the conditions, about 6.5 hours. One of the things she was thinking about, and it's a mind game, I've done a paddle for a lot of swimmers on this one, that everyone goes through mind games on the swim because it's such a long swim and you're staring at the bottom of the ocean and things like that. One of the things I would have advised her if she'd asked me before the swim was to think about, it's not so bad because look at the big picture in the world, and when you're going through those mind games, am I in the worst possible scenario, or could it be worse? I'll just keep going. She took it upon herself to think about something that's in the news quite a lot, and a bit of a tragedy happening overseas, the Ukraine and Russia crisis at the moment. So she was thinking about how people have it in Ukraine at the moment and things going on at about 12 k's into a 20k swim, and it made her really soldier on and just think, who am I to complain about this swim, right? What's the solution? I'll just one arm after the other, just get on with it. I haven't got the worst situation in the world, I'll just carry on and get through. And she didn't complain, she just powered through, barely slowed down the whole swim and just powered through to the end. So she really used that well. Things could always be worse. It's for those tough situations, really just just things to draw back on. There's always something in the big picture, whether it's a worldwide global incident or it's something, something horrific, unfortunately, that you might have seen or heard of. You can always draw back on those to make you stronger and get you through the other things. So that's the thought for the day. If things aren't going your way, things can always be worse. I'll see you tomorrow.